I think that the more I hunt, the more that I realize that things will happen the way they're supposed to happen. You can make the most absolute perfect shot and think that that deer is going to be dead 25 yards inside that brush line, and you get there and he's gone. And then I've seen those instances where a shot has been less than optimal and the deer die right in front of you. I mean, it's just amazing to look at how that goes down. And because of that, a person has to be prepared and understand the importance of how to track a deer, when to not track the deer, when to let him lay, and when to call for help.
When it comes to tracking, you can spend a lot of hours on your hands and knees looking for any kind of sign that'll help you recover your deer, but you can make some mistakes along the way if you're not careful. Wade and his crew still learn something new every time they go out in search of a deer, and they're going to share with you some of the biggest mistakes people make and how you can avoid bumping a deer and losing him forever.
You know, when it comes to tracking a deer, the biggest advice, and I break it my own self, that I could give is anybody is give it time, especially in an archery situation. Give it time. Back out of there quietly, go sit down, eat a sandwich, drive into town, come back with a fresh mind, even if it's overnight, and then start your search. Don't immediately go plowing into the woods right after a shot.
You know, after you make your shot, tracking the deer is where you really start putting together the information if you don't have a camera to look back on to see your shot placement. The arrow or the area that you're starting to track in gives you a lot of information to really understand what's going on with that deer.
Take it slow. You don't really want a bunch of people in there stomping around, especially getting out in front of you trying to track. While you're tracking blood, especially if it's not bleeding very good, if there's just a drop here and a drop there, if somebody steps on one of them drops walking in front of you and smears it or just takes it off the leaf or the ground, you're not gonna find it. So take your time, go slow, don't get in a hurry. When you're looking at blood, you can kind of identify pretty close to where that deer's been hit. You know, if you're seeing the brighter blood, that's what you're wanting to see. The brighter red blood that looks like, you know, come from the heart or from the lungs. A lot of times lung blood will have some bubbles in it, you know, a little bit of bubbled up stuff. When you start getting into that dark blood, that's when you need to start thinking about backing out, because that's usually liver hit back too far. That's not something that's good to see. You know, don't always mean that you're not going to find them, but you want to identify that blood. Look at your arrow if you shoot them with an arrow. See what kind of blood's on it. Is there a lot of blood? Is there just a little bit of blood? You really want to see that bright red blood on that arrow. That's when you know you made a good shot. If you're in soft ground, pick up them tracks. You know, you can tell running tracks from walking tracks. Fresh dirt kicked up, you know, if it's not muddy, if it's just dirt, fresh dirt getting kicked up, you know that's a fresh track. May not be the right track, but at least it's kind of giving you something to go on. Deer like to go in a thick spot and bed up. I mean, that's where, especially if they know they're gonna expire soon, they will normally try to get in the thickest stuff they can and just bed down. And I guess, I don't know what they're thinking. They're thinking, you know, if I lay here long enough, I'm gonna heal up or what it is. If you find them in the open, then, I mean, they were running and died while they were running. But most of the time, look in them thick areas, the thickest stuff you can find.